This is Matt for Into Boxing. Delighted to be joined by one of the most exciting fighters in boxing at the minute, Caoimhin Agyarko. Got the hard part done, I think. There, I've been a bit panicking about your name, pal. But look, you're on a big stage. You're doing most of that. Eddie Hearn speaks very highly of you. Talk to me. How excited are you about putting on a show in Nottingham?
Yeah, I'm super excited, especially to be on this card, on an Irish card. I've got a lot of fans coming over, and I just can't wait to just hear the atmosphere and just soak it all up and put on a good performance.
I was speaking to Mick Conlan earlier about how many fans he thinks he's brought over, and he mentioned, he goes, more than half of this thing. And obviously, I know you're bringing a lot from Belfast. How does that give you that extra buzz knowing you're going to have fans in there screaming the place down? Because a year ago we had behind closed doors, and now you get to experience it full throttle.
Yeah, definitely, it's going to be amazing. My last time out in Liverpool, it was another kind of Irish card with Katie on it, and I brought a lot of fans over to that. So I'm excited. I've got 150 fans coming over to this again. Would have had more, only they'd got tickets off Mick already before I was announced on the show. So me and Mick's got kind of similar
shared fan base.
Yeah, shared fan base, friend group, whatever else. So yeah, no, I'm excited. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be super noisy.
I was speaking to Gary Cully because he's obviously, I was saying he's one of these sort of best kept secret in Ireland. You know, he's won £35. I saw him in the MTK shows. But there's not just him, there's so many Irish fighters coming out of the woodworks now. Paddy Donovan's, Paul Ryan's, Pierce O'Leary, yourself. Irish boxing at the minute is absolutely booming. What do you put that down to? Is it just everyone's turned over pro at the right time because of the pandemic? But there's the real good feel factor around Irish boxing at the minute.
Yeah, just the fighting Irish, isn't it? No, listen, there's an incredible amount of talent coming out of Ireland and in the boxing scene at the moment, from up north and south, down Dublin stuff. I don't know, I just feel like we've always been a very talented nation, and I feel like professional boxing wasn't always something that was massive in Ireland, but I feel like with coronavirus and stuff like that, it just kind of made a lot of fighters turn over a lot quicker than they would have wanted to, and thankfully for professional boxing it's brilliant because there's so many good fighters coming out of Ireland. You've got Lewis Crocker as well.
Lewis Crocker, sorry. Yeah.
James McGivern, Sean McComb. The list is endless. It's unreal. So listen, we're all. I'm excited to be a part of that all. Do you know what I mean? I'm part of a very talented group of Irish fighters.
And you're not just representing Ireland. You mentioned you obviously like Ghanaian as well. How proud are you to represent that culture and obviously Ireland, Ghana, and to have that sort of behind you as well when you're going into the ring? Yeah,
it's amazing. Listen, I get a lot of support from certain Ghanaian fans on social media and stuff, and. I'm a proud Black Irish. I want to become the first Black Irish world champion, and I hold a lot of pride in coming from Ireland and I'm being half Ghanaian, so it's good.
Well, when you've got a promoter like Eddie Hearn who's calling you that Irish Canelo, now calling anybody any version of Canelo is extremely high praise. So what does it mean when you hear that? Is that like, go on Eddie, chill out, let me get in, or is that like, yeah, you know what? It is. It's not just Canelo. It's me, and I'm better. Is that how you feel?
Yeah. No. Listen. It's a great compliment, especially from someone like Eddie Hearn. I was called it before I joined Eddie's stable. And Eddie's obviously said there's similarities in the way me and Canelo box. But at the same time, although it is great to be called the Irish Canelo, appreciate me for me. I feel like I'm a different fighter. I see the similarities, but I'm keeping it Agyarko. There's only one Caoimhin Agyarko.
Yeah, you want to be the only one, like as in the first.
I ain't trying to be.
You ain't trying to be anybody else. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be anyone else other than Caoimhin Agyarko. I'm not trying to be no Canelo. I used to get compared to, I only turned over Roy Jones Jr., the Irish Mike Tyson, because of my stage. You know, there is similarities there, and it is great to be like there are three great fighters, but let me be me.
Absolutely. Now, when you were growing up, who did you watch to inspire you to either get into boxing or someone who you study and say, you know what, I can take a lot from him? Was it a particular fighter?
I'd say probably most three fighters that I always studied would have been Ali, Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson, and as of recent, probably Floyd Mayweather for the last 10-15 years. But yeah, I think Roy Jones Jr. is one of my favourite fighters of all time, and I think he would have been probably the first kind of fighter that I really studied with Mike Tyson.
One thing I like to ask boxers at the minute, because obviously everyone's so career focused and driven because it's a short career, but what do you do for downtime? How do you switch off and release that pressure? You know, when you've finished a fight, obviously I know you'll be looking at when am I next fighting next, but how do you sort of, you know, release the pressure and take time off? Do you have certain things you do, certain things you like to do?
Yeah, so it's great for me because I come and take myself away to London for 2-3 months and train in London, and then I go back to Belfast, and then I can just chill out with my friends and family. I train 3-4 days a week, and I'm not training 6 days a week, twice a day, sometimes 3 a day as I do in camp. So I can just go back home and relax and chill out a bit, and then when I'm in camp, then it's go time, you know what I mean? So I've got that good balance of when I can train as hard as I possibly need to for a fight in camp, and then back home work and just chill out.
Does that make you almost appreciate home a little bit more and enjoy going back home? Because obviously in this job as well you travel a lot, but you look forward to going home and it's like you miss home a little bit more. Does that make it a bit more special for you knowing you're going back there and you can have a laugh and sort of just chill out?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I normally go home maybe once or twice throughout camps, and I didn't go home this camp. So I'm excited just to, like, even though I'm fighting on Saturday night, I just can't wait till Sunday. I'll be landing in Belfast, you know what I mean? I've got the first flight out 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, straight away.
Straight away, first flight out 9 in the morning. I love Belfast. Belfast is my home, and I hold so much pride in coming from Belfast. Just the people of Belfast support me, and they're so friendly, and it's an amazing place. So I miss it whenever I'm away for a long time.
Now Eddie sort of dangled that carrot, and so when you mentioned, look, we need to take this to Belfast. Is it the Oval in Belfast? What is it? Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah. Is that like one thing you would love to tick off fighting at the Odyssey, getting everyone from Belfast, home comforts, and you know, putting on a performance?
Yeah, without doubt. Like, listen, if Eddie could do that this year, that'd be a massive achievement for me. That'd be something that I've dreamt of since I was a little kid. You know what I mean? Watching Paul Frampton, Fury fight at the Odyssey. You know what I mean? And if I did that with him under 15 fights, that'd be amazing.
What's the dream in boxing? A lot of fighters are like biggest fights, biggest money, or multi-weight world champion, undisputed. Have you got a particular goal in mind that you say, you know what, by the time I'm done, I want to look back and say I was 2-weight world champion, 3-weight world champion? What's your vision? What's your mindset?
First black Irish world champion.
It's an incredible feat, that, when you think about it. I mean, it is incredible.
I can make history, create history. Being the first black Irish world champion, I want to do it in Ireland. I want to do it in a stadium called Casement Park. I've dreamt of this since I was 13, 14 years old. And now I'm in a position where I've picked up the WBA and I can climb the rankings and kind of make that reality. So that's my dream. I want to be retired at 30 with 5 years left.
Fair.
Yeah,
fair. That is. You don't look like war torn or anything. Just say, how old are you now?
25.
Fair.
I've been doing it since I was 7, 23 years.
Yeah.
I want to get out with my health intact. Look, for now, this is my plan for now. I might get to 30 and be like, I want to be a 2-weight world champion. I want to be a unified world champion. For now, I want to be first black Irish world champion, 4 and 28. Defend it for 2-3 years, 31 maybe.
Unify? You want to unify the belts?
Possibly unify, yeah, and then get out of it. Listen, invest my money. What I'm doing right now, I'm starting to invest. Be smart with my money and achieve what I want to achieve. Boxing's a very tough sport. People think not even getting punches. The war on tour training camps.
Yeah.
Like, I've been doing this since I was 7 years old. So I'm a smart guy. I don't want to be fighting just for money.
Into
I don't box for money. I box because I want to achieve something. I don't want to be, like I said, the first black Irish world champion. I want to be a world champion, period. So I don't do it for money, and I don't want to go into my career later on and put my health at risk just for money.
So do you have a plan for after boxing? So if you're retiring at 30, I'm assuming you have some itchy knuckles and want to get into doing something, or is your plan to retire gracefully with enough money in the bank just to float around and do what you want, or do you want to train fighters? Have you got anything in your head?
I'll probably go back and help out my amateur club, Holy Trinity Boxing Club, coming up to 50 years, where it's been established 50 years ago. It's a great club that's given me everything I have today. I owe Holy Trinity Boxing Club so much. So many great fighters come out of there. Damien Kelly, Bernard Dunn, Sean McComb, Lewis Crocker. Do you know what I mean? So I want to go back, help out there, I want to invest my money into I want to own my own business, go into property game, own houses. So yeah, I'll not completely retire at 30. I mean, if I could do that, it would be amazing. But enough money in the bank, get out of the sport, possibly first 5-10 years, start my own business, maybe get back into the professional game later on with managing and coaching.
It seems like you've got it all planned out. Well, we'll see. Boxing's a funny old game. You never know, you might get to 30 and think a few more in me, but we'll see.
That's what everyone keeps saying. You're only coming into your prime years, 30, 31, 32 exactly. So I could stay on a bit longer, but I couldn't see myself going past 32, 33.
And you seem to have quite a wise head on your shoulders, especially at this point, because you're so young in the game. Look, Caoimhin, have you got a message before we let you go train? Finally, have you got a message to all your fans, your supporters, people who are coming and people who are watching back home on TV?
Yeah, listen, I just want to say a massive thank you to them all. I've got 150 fans coming over and more, so I just want to say I'm appreciative of the support that they give me. It's amazing, and can't wait to see them all Saturday night.
Caoimhin, it'll be my first time watching you live Saturday. Looking forward to seeing you do your thing, and fingers crossed we can catch up after your fight.
Perfect, thank you very much.
No worries, bud.